God.
So yeah, we have our guest on the line. Yes, we do.
Okay, yes, we do. Well, our final guest is here to talk about climate change topic I've talked about repeatedly over the past
Not
few
an
years.
easy
Yeah, not
topic.
an easy topic. She is the founder of the Capsule Hackathon, Sarah Sharif.
How you
Hi,
doing, Sarah?
everyone. Happy to be back.
I see the change shirt behind you.
Yeah, the change shirt behind you. What's that?
Yeah, so I'm also a member of the Upsides. That's just kind of, I always keep it in front of me.
Yeah. Okay, Sarah, well, what are the most promising ideas for climate change that you have seen?
Yeah, so I'm so grateful we had over 400 participants representing 31 different countries come together to really build solutions. The top three, one was called MicroSense, and it was all about a low-cost environmental sensor that looks at your microclimate. So imagine for a second that everyone on the planet was able to track their microclimate and look at all that data over the course of their lives. That would certainly tell a story, and we were really excited about that project. Another one was related to Conservation Portal. We have decades and decades of data on biodiversity, wildlife, air quality, but we don't actually have access to it. So this portal was about, again, increasing visibility and having folks be able to access data through this portal. And the last project that I will just quickly address is that I think every platform right now needs to be doing something towards the coronavirus. So we actually had a COVID-19 tracker, which is a project which came out of India, but it was all about predictive technology of when the next outbreaks are going to be and how that also relates to climate.
So tell us about the Capsule Hackathon. Is that what created all of these ideas?
Yeah, so we were originally a 4,000 in-person event, and due to COVID, we made the huge pivot in March to be 100% virtual. While it was great because our carbon footprint vanished, we had to change everything to be remote and virtual. But yes, over 2 days, we had global participants, partners, sponsors like Walmart and Nespresso come together and really build these solutions in a 2-day, very intensive design sprint.
Yeah. And Sarah, I believe you and I talked about this, not on this show, but somewhere else, that, what is something that we can all do to be more green, but doesn't take much time out of our day?
Yeah. And, it's so much more than just, being green. I think it's about really empowering people to realize that we all have ideas that could turn into businesses, that there's so many opportunities, whether you're in climate finance, to the fashion industry, to working in technology, there's all these opportunities. So even if it's, looking at entertainment, how do we talk about climate? How do we gamify it so that youth can learn about it? There's so many opportunities. So I know that we talked about that as well. That's where I would get everyone to start.
Yeah, what's really interesting about everything you're saying, Sarah, is that knowledge is power. I hate to sound like reading Rainbow here, but it seems like all of your ideas lead to more information sharing, more cooperation. We have to cooperate or else we're never going to be able to solve this overwhelming problem.
Exactly. And we have to do it at a global scale. I think that was the most tremendous and successful thing that we were able to bring together with Capsule Hack is that we had 57 global partners, H&M, Techstars, Luke Hoffman Institute. We had NASA climate scientists, talking on a panel at our event. But everything was, you're right, about connectivity and the fact that we do have to collaborate, and it can happen at a local scale, a national scale, but really the conversation needs to start being all of us collaborating on a global scale.
Yeah, Sarah, the other saying goes, if it's everybody's responsibility, then nobody is really responsible for it. And unfortunately, from what I see, a lot of people still say, it's not my problem. I mean, I'm not going to live for, another 100 years.
And also, if we cut emissions here, China will make up for it in about 3 hours.
How do you convince everybody to care about this?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think it just comes back to being very human-centered in our approach. It's not about taking on the climate crisis solo. Again, it's about all of us working together. So it's just bite-sized amounts that we're all contributing. But I think the other thing with this is truly, it's a human right to have clean air and clean water and be able to live a fulfilled life, really deal with extreme weather situations that are a cause of climate change and the crisis. but realizing that we don't have to be losing human lives over this. There are better ways and solutions out there that really encourage us to live that healthier life. So I usually approach it from a very, human-centered approach. How can we impact the air that you breathe, the water that you're drinking, your great-grandchildren, with the work that we're doing?
Well, it's funny. People don't live that long term, but funny enough, Sarah, you said the magic word to me. I was raised by my great-grandmother, so it's not that far away. We have to think multi-generationally. Well, thank you so much for the work that you do. Keep in touch.
Yeah, it's so great to see you.
Julia already knows you.
Thank you so much again. I appreciate being here and just sharing the story of what we did. Just kudos to everyone that participated. Really grateful for the folks that are driving the movement forward.
Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate it.